In this video, you guys are going to learn about how to prevent that rushed downswing. So if you feel like you're someone that has the arms pulling down first, or feeling like your hands are throwing the club head out and using a lot of strength in your hand to start the swing, then chances are that you're probably not sequencing things correct, or you're just not having enough movement or certain movements in the backswing. Now let's get into it. So a player with a rush downswing usually has one of two issues. So number one, they usually don't have a lot of length, okay? So they have a very short backswing, which causes them or requires the arms to actually start down very, very quickly in order for you to time up the face and things like that. Number two is that they have incorrect sequencing. And what I mean by that is when they take a backswing, they start with their arms first. But what actually should be happening is that their arms and club should be making impact or coming down to the downswing last, okay? So there should be weight shift followed by rotation, then there's arm, and then there's club last. But players who rush the downswing will start with their arms and club first. So on the screen, you can actually see a comparison of a swing that's not rushed versus a swing that is rushed. The first thing you'll probably notice is just how much more length I have in the backswing when I'm doing it correctly versus when I'm rushing. I don't seem to have that much shoulder turn, and I'm really starting things or pulling things down with my arm and wrist. I felt like there was a lot more force that I had to apply into my wrist and hands in the downswing so that I can like throw that club head pass and time the club at impact. Now, the other thing is you'll notice that the first thing that really starts moving in the downswing is my arm and wrist. I'm really putting in a lot of force here, like this, whereas when I wasn't rushing, I put priority on feeling like I move my weight first as I'm fully rotated, and then I turn my body, and then my arm and club just almost kind of just fall behind me a little bit more. So it takes a lot longer to hit the ball as well. You'll also notice a difference in timing or how fast I start the transition into my downswing as well. So now, if you are someone that struggles with the length of the backswing, then you're probably missing out on two movements. Number one is having enough rotation, which is obviously getting that lead shoulder and your lead shoulder blade more across the golf ball. Okay, a lot of players that have a rush downswing will kind of look like this. Their arms kind of just pull across their bodies and their lead shoulder doesn't really move across. Okay, the second movement is extension. Okay, so extension is just as you're rotating, we want to make sure that your chest kind of points upwards as you rotate. Okay, so if you were to just rotate, you would probably look like this. So your arms aren't really getting very high, okay, which is not going to give you a lot of time to start your downswing. So again, you're probably still going to rush your downswing with your arms. So in addition to rotation, you got to make sure that as you rotate, your chest points a little bit more upwards so that your arms can not only get more behind you, but a bit higher. From the side view, when you look at that, if I don't rotate, it kind of looks like this. Okay, my hands only go to about halfway. If I add the rotation and extension, I can get my hands more, but higher and also more around me. Okay, so my hands and arms and club will just feel like it gets further away from that golf ball so that I have a lot more time to, shift my weight first, rotate, and then let my arms and club fall onto the ball last. So when people start to add that length in to that backswing, it'll feel a bit odd because one, you're going to have to feel like your backswing continues on a lot longer than usual. Number two is that if you want to stop rushing, it'll have to feel like you're taking forever to hit the ball. So before, when a player rushes, it's very quick. The transition is very short and very quick, like this. But when you're adding length, it'll feel like you're taking longer, and then you're taking longer to actually transition down into the downswing. As an exercise, number one, to get a sense of getting added more rotation and extension, what I get people to do sometimes is to get their lead arm, and you want to punch across, upwards and across, and the goal is to feel like your chest really kind of turns around you like this. Okay, so you don't want to just punch like this, right? My lead shoulder's not really moving anywhere. But if you turn your chest, you punch right across you and get it reaching as high and across you as possible, then that'll give you a sense of how much chest rotation you should have, okay? If you punch upwards and across, you'll also tend to actually extend your chest as well at the same time. So this position here, that's a good feeling for you to have. So when you grab the club again and you go into the backswing, just try to emulate that same feeling. You're going to go up, you're going to punch across, upwards and across, and get that lead shoulder across the ball and have your chest feeling a bit more extended. The second thing is to actually, as a drill or exercise, you want to count the duration of the backswing and also the duration of your impact, okay? So what I mean by that is when a player rushes, if you count 1, 2, 3, okay, that's very, very short. So what I would like to do, or like you to do, is to count. You go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So at 5, you'd be striking that ball, okay? So, for example, a player that rushes, it'll be like 1, 2, 3. Okay? So at 3, I made contact with the ball, okay? But instead, you've got to feel like continuing the backswing on for a few extra seconds, and then you're taking longer to actually hit the ball. So you want to maybe hit it at 5 seconds instead. So you can go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. To a lot of people, I mean, 2 seconds difference doesn't sound like a lot, but if you're actually counting to yourself, it's going to feel like forever. Okay, so it'll almost feel like you're almost pausing at the top, and you're like delaying your arms a lot more than what you're used to. Okay, but at least when you count an extra second or two up to the backswing, that'll kind of trigger in your mind to remind yourself to keep yourself turning a lot longer before you start anything in the downswing. Okay, so now if sequence is the issue, okay, I'm using a board here just to demonstrate the correct sequence of when your weight shift should happen and when your arms and clubs should be coming down. So I'll tie all this into the exercise where you're counting to give you a sense of the correct timing or sequence. So on this board, right, it kind of tilts right and left. The exercise here is you're going to start with the board tilted to the lead side a little bit, okay? Now, if you're someone that is really short or rushing, everyone is able to kind of tilt that board to the right, but it'll feel like this. Like you can't get your weight back to your lead side in time because your arms are rushing down so quickly. When you're making that backswing, you're adding in that rotation and extension. Okay, you can see what I'm shifting the board a little bit to the right, and I turn, and then at the peak of my rotation, I'm kind of holding it there, and I'm shifting the board to the left. Then I'm rotating, and then the arms and club will fall onto that ball. So you want to take your time, or have enough time to where you're still at the top of your backswing, at the peak height of your backswing and rotation, and you want to get to the left side before everything else comes down. So for someone that rushes, if we go back to that exercise where you're counting, it'll feel like 1, 2, 3. And you can see everything just kind of twists, and I'm not able to kind of get back to my lead side because my arms are so quick, all right? But if I add an extra second or two, what you want to feel like you're doing is you want to 1, 2, 3, 4. At 4, I've shifted my weight. I'm at the top, very top of my backswing still, and then at 5, I'm hitting that ball. And an extra 2 seconds there. So it'll kind of look, if I go really slowly, it'll kind of look 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, one more time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right, so at 4, I've shifted my weight, and at 5, I'm hitting the ball. Whereas a player that rushes, 1, 2, 3. You can supplement something like this into your practice, just so, again, you figure out the right timing. The backswing feels like it takes forever. You have to add in that weight shift before you start down anything, okay? So to a lot of people, that this might feel like you're even pausing it slightly. It'll also feel like you're swinging it slower. To a lot of people, it feels like you're swinging it slower because you're not putting so much force in your arm and wrist, okay? So that's the other key point, is when you're adding length and you're not rushing, it'll feel a lot slower and you're taking forever to come down. If you're feeling a lot smoother, but you're adding a lot more rotation, that's a good sign. That means that you're not rushing with your arms so much. You're adding more movement to the backswing, you're probably getting your weight shift to start first, and then you're taking your time more, your arm and your club coming down at impact. All right, thank you guys so much for watching. Now, if you have any questions that are related to this video, please leave a comment down below. If you are interested in having any online instruction from me, I will leave a link to my Skillest profile in the description also. See you guys in the next one.